Today I'm going to show you an insider secret that I use all the time. It's extremely helpful. Hey, it's Don. Today I'm going to show you one of the methods I use to price things across the board that you can't find on eBay. All the time I'm asked, what do you do when it's not on eBay? This is one of the steps you can take. Now, this is extremely helpful to us across many different categories on eBay, as well as many other platforms. This is a way I use to price things that you can't find on eBay without having to pay. Now, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know my wife, Marky, collects Weebles. She's a very avid collector. She has nearly every one that has ever been made. And many times you have to get these from other sources than eBay or even out of this country because some of the rarest or hardest to get ones are going to come from another country. And that goes for any collectible. Some of the rarest original vintage Star Wars figures from Kenner come from other countries that were only released limitedly here or there or things along that line. And many times you just can't find prices on them for those rare items or something strange that you run into while you're out there. And today we'll use a site called Loope, and it's out of France. They claim to be the largest toy store on all of the internet. They have a massive collection, tons of stuff in there. Now, one key thing that Loope does do, as well as most other sites out there that are individual sites, is that they sell on eBay as well. So their inventory has been cross-listed onto other sites. This is where Shopify comes into play for us. This is how you get your items out there. And what the big deal about that is when it sells somewhere, it is still held on their site. It is cheaper and easier not to delete or remove items. It also creates a database for them. It also creates interest when people see, wow, they have all of these things. Many other platforms do the exact same thing. So if it sells on eBay 3 years ago, it is still on their site. You can still track down the value of it, what the item sold for. It's the same basic process I use to find prices on Etsy. So when something's sold from a vendor that I know, I can see what they sold that item for if it's still up in their store. It's an easy way to track down prices on things, especially if you know specialty sites, specialty auctions. This method works on pretty much all of them. It's the exact same technology that you use to find the prices on Etsy items. We're going to hop right on over to their site, and I'm going to show you how to get prices from anything that's sold on their site. The same method works for any site that has this same basic structure. So this is their site right here, and it is pretty big. They have a ton of stuff. Any vintage toy line that you could imagine, they have in stock, or they have sold it. Let's do a quick search of something that I love. My favorite toy line of all time are Micronauts or Microman by Takara. These are made back in the 70s and 80s. Very, very well collected. This is one of the areas that you many times can't find prices of sold items on eBay. They don't show up in the last year. This is one of the best places that I have found some of these prices. It's got all the standard toys. Now, don't think because it's from France that they're only going to have prices for French items. They're a toy shop. They sell US versions as well as any other version they get their hands on. They buy collections out. They travel. They pick up huge assortments of toys. Let's look at one right here. Now, this is Giant Ecroyer. This is one that I had as a child. Exact same box. Now, this is a French box version of it. Well, there's no price. This item is sold. We don't have an idea on when or anything else like that. As I said, they keep these up there indefinitely for quite some time. Now, if you want to know how to get the price on this, it's the same basic principle as we do for Etsy. You can easily go and right-click the mouse. You'll go to View Page Source, and it's going to open up another page, another tab on here. And from here, you're going to hold down the Control key and then hit the letter F for Find. It's going to open up a box. And if you type in ecom underscore total value, which I have right here on the screen, and you hit enter, it's going to bring you up to a spot down here on the very bottom of the screen, and it's got $99.99 listed next to it. That is the price that this item sold for. Now, I can do this on many different sites. If they have left the item up in their inventory, at least for show, to show of all the rare toys, all the stamps, all the coins, all the postcards, all the clothing, or vintage this, vintage that, you can look up the price on almost any of them, because all they do is hide that part when it's sold. They're not going to go back in and alter and have to change code or delete anything on most all of the sites that I do this to. Many times auctions will do the exact same thing. Like a private auction company that auctions stuff off, if you can still see the actual listing on their platform, 9 out of 10 times I can get the price of what it's sold for. It doesn't work on WorthPoint or things like that because their point is that you have to pay for the service. But on these sorts of sites, it works excellent. So if you're looking for, say, a rare Master of the Universe action figure price, boxed, carded, or whatever the case may be, and you can track them down, and sometimes they have thousands of specific toys listed on here, or that have sold where you can get the prices. And as I said, these items are listed on eBay. So once a year goes by, they're still going to be showing up on their site here, just like everybody else's site. This is something I do all the time to find prices without having to pay for certain things. It's why I don't pay for WorthPoint, because I can find them through doing something like this. Again, there's many other sites I can do this to, many other auction platforms and things like that. Now I can back that up and show you that that is the actual price without a doubt, 100%. By examining a few items that they have here. I'm going to open up this one here. This is for some Weebles. Let's show you the price on this one here. We'll open up again, right click, view page source. There's shortcuts you can do to get to this spot as well. We're going to do again, Control F for Control Find. Now it's already in there since I just used it. It's the exact same procedure to find any price on any page that's on their platform. Again, so I look down here, $99.99. And these are the very same ones you see in there. We have the house as well, which we are repairing and completing. These are the French Weebles. They also were sold in Germany. It's the only place I could find them. So I know without a doubt that the price on these was $99.99. Now we've bought many from them as well, and there's another one on this very same page that we bought, and I'm going to open up this one as well. So this is the listing. Again, we're going to go look at what it says the value is. Once you've typed this in, you can look up a ton of things on their site without any hassle whatsoever. Control F, it's already in there. I hit enter, and then boom, $89.99, which is exactly what I paid for the items. And here's this set as well. It was purchased because one of them is only made in that country. This Weeble here usually sells for around $100 on its own. It was only issued overseas. All of these are different than the US versions. Again, $89.99 is what I paid for this. So without a doubt, again, the prices are correct on there. I routinely do stuff like this to find stamp prices from over a year ago, railroad items, military items, all of that sort of thing. Many times you will find sites and stuff that have items on there that they keep after the item has sold. Again, it's an easy factor, it's an inventory factor, it's an advertising factor. All of those reasons mean that a lot of these folks will be holding on to their listings on their own private page. Many of these same items cross-list as well. And this all comes back into play with the third party that they're using. So they're listing their items on their own personal platform, their own personal site, and cross-listing them on eBay. They may have sold on eBay more than a year ago, and you won't be able to see it on eBay, but you can sure as heck get it from their own site through this method. It works for a ton of different things, as I said. Check it out yourself. You can see prices on many sites doing this exact same thing. Now, the one thing you'll have to figure out on your own, though, for each site you use is what the find queue is going to be. On this one, it's ecom total value, but on many other platforms, it's all sorts of different words that they use to distinguish the price in their system. Once you figure that out, you can figure out every single price on their entire platform, just like you can here on Lulu Burlu. It's easy as pie to do. So with using a little ingenuity, it's fairly easy to track down prices for some things, especially on platforms that leave their items up. And that goes for a ton of things. It's pretty easy just to figure out what their key find search word is that you need to use to find where the price is on the web page itself. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.